Hey guys, what's up? JK with Porn Reboot here, and today I'm going to be talking about relapse. Now, relapse can be quite expensive, and I don't mean in terms of money or finances. What I mean is that relapse actually costs you your self-belief by building up self-doubt within you. When you say that you're no longer going to masturbate or watch pornography, and you do, then you train your mind to not believe strong decisions which you make. So you end up losing out. Preventing relapse requires the skill of awareness, and specifically awareness of your inner battles, especially the battle of denial. Now, one of the things that I teach my clients is that they are the only ones who can prevent a relapse. A 12-step group is not going to do it for you. A coach can't do it for you, nor can a therapist, counselor, or online course do it for you. And my clients are aware that you don't recover from your behavior with porn and masturbation when you stop using them. You actually recover by creating a life where it is easier not to use porn or to masturbate. So if you don't begin to find and learn new ways of creating a new life, then all the factors that brought you to the current point in your behavior or in your addiction are going to catch up with you eventually. So today I want to specifically address the 7 types of relapse, but you could also call it the 7 types of men who relapse. Now, I consider myself lucky that I learned early in my recovery that relapse is a process, not an event. Now, relapse always begins in your head, and it starts days, weeks, or months in advance. And over my years of coaching men with varying levels of addiction, I found that there are 7 types of men who relapse, and you may identify with one of them. The first category are men who put insufficient effort into their recovery. So you're the type of man who only watches porn and binges once every few months or weeks, and you always think that you're recovered, but you end up always disappointing yourself whenever you medicate a specific feeling. So if you medicate a feeling such as loneliness or anger or stress with porn and masturbation every few weeks. And the reason why you stay stuck in this area is because you're not willing to commit 100% to recovery. Mainly because you believe that, you know what, I don't do it every day, like some of the guys that JK is talking to. And the reality is that you're actually worse off than the man who masturbates and watches porn every day. At least he's not in denial, and he's going to seek help sooner or later. But you, on the other hand, you're always unhappy because despite your infrequent porn viewing, your life is negatively impacted by the symptoms of your binge watching pornography and masturbating. So your biochemistry is always thrown off, so it leads to this Jekyll and Hyde kind of situation. So some weeks you're very productive, very social, very upbeat, and other weeks you have apathy, social anxiety, and you're isolating. Okay? And the second type are men who have too many problems. So this means that you might be an alcoholic, you might have been sexually abused as a child, or you're addicted to sugar and you're overweight, or you're clinically depressed and on medication. Or perhaps you have undiagnosed low testosterone and other issues. But unfortunately, you choose to only focus on your problem with porn and masturbation without addressing the other underlying issues. And that puts you squarely in the second category. The third category are men who hate the responsibility of being porn-free. And this means that you really want to quit porn and control your behavior with masturbation, but you don't want to learn how to develop people skills or to build support systems or to manage your anger or develop your career. So you still want to avoid social situations and people in general. And you hope that controlling your behavior with pornography will solve all your problems. So whenever you hear about the work which is required to recover, you immediately think, man, that's such a drag. You know what? I'm pretty sure that porn is my main problem. All right? If I fix it, everything will be good. And then you go back to using willpower or stop fapping methods. And you're desperately hoping that they're going to work out for you when they never do. The fourth type of men are men with low self-belief. And this means that you actually make really great progress in recovery, but on a deep level, you believe that relapsing is only a matter of time. And this belief causes you to stop maintaining the habits and the good practices that have successfully kept you off porn and masturbation for this long. So you eventually quit giving 100% effort to your recovery. The fifth type of men are men who prioritize other things in their life over their recovery. So you're the type of man who manages to stay off porn for maybe 6 months to a year, and then you feel that you're fully recovered. So you stop doing everything that you did in the past to control your sexual behavior because you've been prioritizing your family or your career or your business, whatever it is. But eventually you relapse and you get confused and very frustrated about your situation. Like, why is this happening after all these months? The sixth type of men are men who have a very difficult life. Now, this is one of 4 categories. So you're either in an unhappy relationship with your spouse and you stay in that relationship because of your kids or because you don't believe that there's anyone else out there for you. A second category could be that you have a coexisting mental illness and you're afraid or reluctant to seek professional help for it. Or you live with your parents as an adult because you're not financially independent. Or finally, you're the type of man who lives in a dangerous environment. So I mean, you live in a very low income environment. There's a lot of crime, a lot of bad influences, and you don't have the resources to change your environment right now. The seventh type of men are men who experience unexpected life changes. So let's say, for instance, you got a new job or a promotion, or you had a child, or you got divorced, or you lose a family member, you lose your job, or you're forced to relocate to another area. And these unexpected situations can throw off your smooth recovery. It can disrupt your support system. It can even cause you to develop what is known as situational depression. And this happens due to the sudden nature of a change, especially if that's a negative change, and it eventually leads to relapse. So I'm very curious as to which type of man you identify with. And even if you identify with a specific type, do you really know what it takes to change? I am curious. Let me know in the comments. We do everything we do, including watching porn and masturbating compulsively, because we feel like it. When we try to change our behavior, we don't generally try and change how we feel about watching porn and masturbating. We just assume deep inside that it's impossible. So we try with willpower, and guess what? It never works. So dealing with multiple categories of relapse, if you're one of those guys who could identify more than one, that requires support. Someone to tell you, listen, brother, this is why you have kept relapsing for years, and this is the resource, or this is the path to break that repeated cycle. And this is why I created the Porn Reboot Intensive. This is a 6-week program that will rewrite your brain, that will reprogram your subconscious and make you feel like you don't want to watch pornography. So this allows you to make decisions about different aspects of your life without irrational or illogical cravings, especially if this is a behavior you've been engaging in for years and years. The Porn Reboot Intensive is the only program that actually focuses on changing how you feel about porn and masturbation. That's where we start. Currently, I'm only running the intensive one more time in 2018, and the doors are closing in just a few days. That's November 18th. And since I know that we have a lot of resistance as guys to things that are going to change our lives for the better, and that is true, there's always resistance to positive forward momentum. That's just how the world works. Since we know that, I'm going to help you decide by offering you $300 off the price. Now, the investment is actually $1,097 on my website, and that is actually less than half the cost of just 1 month of coaching with me for a 6-week program. And today you can join for $797. And if we're being honest, we're going to spend more than that in wasted time on watching pornography, on masturbating, on objectifying and sexualizing random women, on chasing dopamine, on social media in a 1 month period. So learn all about the intensive by visiting pornreboot.com/intensive. A few of the most important things to know about the intensive are, first of all, you don't need to stop masturbating when you sign up. In fact, stopping may not even be your goal, and I want you to know that that's absolutely okay. You're going to learn how this idea you have that you need to start your recovery by never masturbating again can actually keep you stuck, and is probably keeping you stuck. There's going to be no judgment, no shame, and no labels. And you're never going to be asked to take on a label or declare yourself powerless. But you are going to learn how between your ears, in your head, you have the most powerful tool to regaining control and freedom around your porn use. You won't need willpower. There is no guesswork or religion involved. This is a rational, intelligent, science-based approach. So you'll learn the psychology behind your desires, which are firmly rooted in the latest psychology and neuroscience. You'll also understand your unwanted cravings, desires, and how to eliminate them before they become urges which you are compelled to act on. There's no failure, none ever. You won't be alone. You'll join an amazing tribe of like-minded individuals. So we're going to have fun. We'll hang out every day online in closed secret groups, and we'll meet weekly for group coaching and accountability. Studies actually show that success comes from community. So this is going to be your ultimate recovery community. And you're going to join hundreds of men who have already found freedom, who have found joy and happiness that comes from regaining control over compulsive behavior with porn and masturbation. So again, here are the important details to be aware of. The first is that enrollment is open now and it closes on November the 18th. And the intensive is for 6 weeks and it costs less than 1 month of one-on-one coaching with me. As a subscriber to this YouTube channel, you can get $300 off the price of the intensive before it opens to the general public. So all you need to do is click on the link in the description below to get your discount. And I can't wait to get started. Listen, the class is already amazing. So we have people from all over the world, and this is a private community. It is full of encouragement. It is full of non-judgmental support. And honestly, we would love to have you. So again, you can learn all the details by clicking on the link in the description below. I'm JK, your brother in this struggle. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. And I also want to let you know that no matter if you decide to join me or not, I really encourage you to invest in changing your habits around porn and masturbation, especially if it's out of control. It is probably the single best investment that you can make in yourself. Have a great day.